We are inching ever closer to Ninja Gaiden 4, a collaborative effort between Team Ninja and Platinum Games that is set to usher the franchise into a new era of action-adventure games. While the return of Ryu and the Dark Dragon bode very well for the game's story, we all know that it's the action that is going to be the star of the show. Ryu is joined by a very interesting new protagonist as they seek to save Tokyo from the Dark Dragon's machinations, and it's a twist that has us quite optimistic about the new combat system that's going to form the crux of the game's action. The two studios have a lot of catching up to do with other stalwart franchises in the action genre, thanks to the franchise being dormant without a new release for a very long time. But can a collaboration between these two studios with seemingly disparate approaches to their combat systems bear any fruit? We would say that it's a very strong possibility, with early previews pointing to a very potent blend of Team Ninja's precision and Platinum's unique penchant for encouraging self-expression from its players. Ninja Gaiden 4 could very well be the game to beat in the franchise's long history, as it brings everything that's good about its past installments back into the fold, while adding flourishes that could make it a very memorable romp through a world gone horribly wrong for its protagonists. How could it achieve that, you ask? Well, we're here to give you the answers. Blending tradition and modernity. Historically, the Ninja Gaiden franchise has been known for a brutal and efficient approach to its combat mechanics. Your enemies come at you in hordes while you are given the tools to take them down, but can as easily be downed if you don't approach combat on its terms. It's built not for spectacle, but for speed and depth. But for other franchises with great combat systems, have since proven that a bit of style never really hurts too. Now, that's not to say that the moves players could pull off in past Ninja Gaiden titles were not stylish, far from it actually. But style and spectacle were never the focus of the franchise's combat systems, but were just sort of side effects of it. However, Ninja Gaiden 4 brings a sort of hybrid DNA to that mix, a blend of the combat that we know and love with an added layer of stylish, route-rich combo expression that could, very well, see it top everything that came before it, while still hopefully retaining the best of its core systems. It isn't spectacle for the sake of it, but rather a visual and mechanical reward for playing the game as it was intended, in a way that appeals to you. It's hard to describe on paper, but the new and improved combat mechanics could very well be a perfect homage to combat mechanics that have withstood the test of time, and ensuring that they continue to be a part of the franchise's future, by blending them with the trappings of a modern, stylish action game. It's Ninja Gaiden as you know it, with just enough flavor on top to make it more appealing to a generation of gamers who may not know what the fuss is really all about. It's designed to draw people in, while making them stay is already a foregone conclusion. But what could make it so appealing? Well, that's up next. Combining form and function. One of the new mechanics stands out thanks to how it leans into a more stylish combat loop without sacrificing functionality in the heat of battle. Both Yakumo, the game's new protagonist, and Ryu come armed with new forms that they can charge up via normal attacks and activate at will in the heat of battle. They gain access to new offensive and defensive abilities while in their enhanced forms, adding a layer of strategy and skill to the game's combat loop. While it can be easy to write off these forms as sort of a gimmick, the manner in which they are integrated into combat, and the way in which they are likely to be crucial to your success in the game cannot be ignored here. For Yakumo, his Blood Raven form nets him beefier attacks and the ability to guard Pierce, mapping standard combo inputs to new moves and the ability to counter unblockable attacks while maintaining the form. For Ryu, his Gleam form is more of an extension of his abilities he is known for, giving him speed and momentum to keep his foes at a disadvantage. It's a great way to preserve the character's signature style while giving him a fair shot at matching the raw potential of his latest ally. We're certain that Ryu's skill set is going to be familiar, yet fresh, and the form system is going to be a huge part of that. It would add a layer of tactical thinking to each fight, while also being challenging on a technical level, requiring you to adjust your timings on the fly almost constantly as you switch between forms, while also having to know which of the options at your disposal are going to be suitable for the situation at hand. A new layer to defense. They say a great offense is a good defense, and Ninja Gaiden 4 might be a great showcase of that. With many modern action games introducing well-timed parry mechanics into the equation, it makes sense for the franchise to put its own spin on that formula, in consideration of how successful it has been at encouraging more aggressive playstyles among players. The dynamic parry and fatal flash systems are here to ensure that Ninja Gaiden 4 does not let up on the action, retaining its challenge while also rewarding players who indulge in its signature style of constantly taking the fight to your enemy. It rewards precision with resource drops and the chance of a high damage counterattack that could very well be the difference between victory and defeat in numerous situations. With your enemy's best attacks being telegraphed with a red flash, you're going to have to think on your feet here, deciding between a well-timed dodge or take on your player's advanced form to attempt to interrupt. That's directly in line with some of the best action games of recent times, and is sure to be a very exciting facet of Ninja Gaiden 4's combat system. A good defense could very well become an incredible way to put up a more potent offense, if you play your cards right of course, and is sure to make fights in the game very exciting indeed. 2 protagonists, 2 fighting styles, 2 arsenals. Having Ryu accompanied by Yakumo is not only great for the story, but could also bring interesting twists to the game's combat. While Yakumo is more agile and focused around using his Blood Raven form effectively in order to keep his enemies guessing, Ryu's revamped heavier presence in the field could mean that you're going to have to learn their timings and adjust accordingly to which protagonists you control in the field. Add the option to switch out your weapons on the fly, and you have yourself a system that could be quite hard to master, but very rewarding to use to the best of your ability. And with the addition of a training mode and the option to replay levels, this is a combat system that could have you sinking hours into its intricacies, without even realizing how much the time goes by. Enemies and bosses that test you. If there's an area of the new game in which all of the above factors intersect nicely, its boss designs immediately come to mind. The Kitsune Courtesan and Kagachi are both excellent showcases of how the game's combat is designed to show you ways to deal with the threats you face, while also testing how well you're able to learn how to use it well. Even grunt enemies come with readable silhouettes that allow you to quickly figure out their factions and anticipate their attacks before they have a chance to come at you. The game constantly communicates with you, emphasizing parrying and dodging at the perfect moments, while also making you remain disciplined with your forms and gauges. It's a combat loop that is Ninja Gaiden and modern action at its finest, all brought into an experience that is sure to have something to like for both newcomers and franchise veterans alike. It does help that familiar moves like the Azuna Drop, Flying Swallow, and Ultimate techniques are returning, bringing a layer of familiarity to the table. And the option of choosing a difficulty that suits you is a solid touch, ensuring that the game isn't too daunting to players who may not have a lot of experience with intricate combat mechanics. All in all, Ninja Gaiden 4 is almost certainly going to deliver on the one thing that its legions of fans expect from it: a brutal but well-tuned combat system in which the fight feels like a dance between its protagonists and anybody foolish enough to stand in their way. And for that, we're both excited and grateful. If only time could go a little faster until it's in our hands. We can't wait. So, what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.